Today, I'm going to show you how I make doll eyes for my surreal sculptures. I start by using a fast-curing resin, which hardens in just a few minutes. I pour the resin into silicone molds that I purchased online. If you need the link to the molds I use, let me know in the comments and I'll happily share it with you. Once the resin has fully hardened, I carefully remove the eyes from the molds. At this stage, they're completely hard and smooth. To build the inside of the eye, I use polymer clay. I place the clay inside the resin eye, then gently shape it. Using a loop tool, I lightly carve the interior to give the eye its basic form. This step helps create depth and prepares the surface for the iris. Next, with a mini cutter or a small scalpel, I carve fine lines into the clay. These small grooves will later make the iris look more realistic. You can add more or fewer details depending on the final look you want. For these eyes, I'll be using acrylic paint, but sometimes I also work with oil paint or even pigment powders to tint the eye. It really depends on your personal preference and the effect you're aiming for. This time, I've chosen blue. I start with a very light blue in the center of the iris, then gradually build darker shades toward the outer edge. Layering the colors slowly helps create depth and realism. If the paint goes slightly outside the lines, that's not a problem. Once it's dry, I use a small piece of paper or gently scrape it with a mini cutter to clean the edges. After the base colors are dry, I add additional color nuances. This step is completely optional and based on your taste. With the lightest blue, I draw fine lines radiating from the center of the iris. These details give the eye a more natural and lifelike appearance. Since the clay is still raw, I can easily press them into place to form the pupil. I then enhance the details using pencil. For the center of the eye, I use tiny glass microbeds. I darken the center so it stands out clearly once everything is finished, with a bit of black paint, liner, or fine tools, adding even more realism. I also like to outline the eye with a fine liner and black paint. This helps define the shape and gives the eye a strong visual presence. To keep the eye stable, I use a small piece of raw clay as a support. I cure the inside using an embossing heat gun, but you can also bake it before moving on to the resin step. For the final finish, I use UV resin. I start by applying resin only to the center of the eye and cure it. Then I build the surface in several thin layers, curing each one separately. This helps reduce bubbles and creates a smooth, glossy result. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. I'll be happy to answer. Don't hesitate to ask for links or details about the materials I use. See you very soon.